All right, Jeskai artifacts, chat. We had someone play this archetype against us on the ladder last week, and it seemed sweet, so we wanted to give a crack at it. Notably, Mindlink Mech here seems really sweet with Lizard Blades giving it double strike, or if you have a Rabbit Battery in play, this can give this haste, so it can attack right away on turn 3. Reign of Truth is also an incredibly powerful punch through, especially with Lizard Blades. So like, if we have an artifact on 1, and then a Lizard Blades on 2, and then you could play this on 3 to pump this up into a 4/4, possibly with another 1 mana card even. You get to punch really hard, really fast, which is sweet. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games with this and see if it has legs to keep up with what's going on in the format or not. Yeah, I was hoping Jim would win the entire tournament last weekend, but seeing him have his undefeated run end in the top 8 just really reminded me why the Hoaglandia tournaments are just pure double elimination all the way through. It feels so bad to not get rewarded for having a strong performance during the start of the tournament, just 'cause, like, you lost your matches in the wrong spot, basically. We're gonna do Unite viewer battles this afternoon, Ziv. We're gonna wrap up with that after a couple hours of Magic. Hey, Grain Flare, thanks for the prime. Appreciate the support. Even this is pretty good too, right? We talked about Lizard Blades being followed up by the Saga, but Blackstaff making this into a 4/4 is also pretty strong. Who won? I'm gonna be honest, I turned off the coverage after Jim lost. I turned off the coverage after Jim lost. Eli Cassis won. Sweet. The Venture deck won? Chat, the Venture deck can't possibly be good because all of the old grumbly Magic pros assured me that Wizards didn't know what they were doing when they rebalanced a bunch of Venture cards. Those rebalances were nonsensical. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that happened and those are impactful. You can find championship deck lists on the MTG Melee page. Jim was playing Grixis mid-range. I assume this is about to die. The tournament this past weekend, chat, was dual format. So the top 8 was Alchemy. Is the opponent on mill combo? I do not know. Morning, Bob. Our portable holes not looking particularly good here. Our Disdainful Strokes and Valorous Stances out of the sideboard looking very appealing, though. Wow, that block happened. That surprised me. Pleasantly surprised. We can at least play these out to get rid of treasure tokens and pump this up and be 4/4s down the line. Yeah. I think we're just into that basically, right? Maybe we should have 4 Valorous Stances in our sideboard. I forgot this Lear Goldspan deck was a thing in Standard at the moment. I want 4 of these and maybe the 3rd stroke. Going down on artifacts, which makes this card less appealing. I think these showdowns would probably be better off as more of these. I guess we'll board in some voltage surges for now. You know if we're going to get historic rebalances on Thursday. I hope so. They haven't spoiled... we technically don't know if we're getting rebalances at all on Thursday. They haven't said one way or another if there's balance changes coming. On Patchwork Automaton. A Sash okay just to Hoslier. Maybe. I'm not sure if the Sashes are good in general. Honestly, I think Strokes and Stances are probably the better axis to fight that on. The problem with using Sash to Hoslier is you're then spending a bunch of mana to not be making your Sash bigger in a matchup where you want to be spending your mana to impact the board. If we spike an untapped land next turn, we get to go Blades into Reign of Truth would be super strong. This card, speaking of strong, this card's pretty powerful. Ward 2 has a lot of ward shit. Okay, now I think we Mindlink Mech, and then next turn we can Blades attack for 8 with that. Now, I think I just want to play out my hand as quickly as possible, Tobias. As far as non-lands go, Mindlink Mech's pretty good. Yeah, but if I crew... Oh, you want me to crew and then do this? Nah, I just want to attack for the most possible this turn. Going on, DosX. Thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I mean, this is technically lethal, but I assume they have some type of interaction here. That's pretty unfortunate. Our poor little guy can only be warded for so long, Chip. Only for so long. It is a lot of shatters against our artifact deck. Alright, so now we're going to animate Den of the Bugbear here before our Saga trigger happens. That way we can pump it up. They're going to have another piece of removal and we'll concede. Oh, Ryoshin, thanks for the 12 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. You actually want to activate the creature land during the draw step just to make sure you're not drawing a card that you'd rather play. I guess if they're on blanks, maybe we have a shot here. And Arena didn't let you activate during the draw step. Magic Arena literally lets you do everything you can do inside of Paper Magic. That's the big difference between Magic Arena and the previous video game Magics, like Magic Duels. Magic Arena is a full Magic rules engine. Always has been. It doesn't let me miss my triggers. They nerfed Lear, right? In Alchemy, they nerfed Lear. We're currently playing Standard. I'll put the Last Stance and a third stroke in here. That Jeskai deck is really good. The spoiler card didn't come with any strings attached yet. I got a cold email out of the blue from someone I had never interacted with. From a wizards.com email asking me if I want a spoiler. They sent me the very typical, these are the rules for disclosing your spoiler is from us, following FTC regulations. And they said, post it on this day and have fun. There's no other circumstance or anything around that. Sure. This makes our decisions on these easier. And against John Wayne shit. Being on the play is busted shit. Thanks for the 21 months, Zeros. Thanks for the 20 months, Apollo. Yeah, teaching any new class is definitely most difficult the first time through. Having to get all of your lesson plans figured out is certainly the most work of it. I mean, does it look like we need meat hook nerfs in Alchemy? It doesn't seem like Standard is pretty controlling at the moment, but Alchemy has felt pretty mid-rangey creature-centric overall. I don't know that I would describe meat hook as being particularly overbearing there. Yeah, we've also drawn 2+ portable holes game 1 against control 2 matches in a row. Maybe I just shouldn't have portable holes in my main deck. Maybe I should coward split 2/2 portable hole in Valorous Stance. I don't know that our deck is even inherently that bad against removal decks. It's just drawing holes are obviously not ideal. Although they're a little bit more creature based, right? They have Aspirant here. Okay, so becomes a copy doesn't include text that's on the card. Got it. The one is extra text. Sure. Copy in Magic doesn't actually mean copying all of the current characteristics. It means creating a paper boomer version of the card, essentially. We're just dead, right? I guess I can sit and play defense. They have exactly 11 is the problem. With their creature lands over here, I can't really do much. And if they have a removal spell for Rabbit Battery, we're just gonna die here. Okay, no Doomblade, step 1.
Are you enraptured by my beauty? Or do you? Subservience will be rewarded. What I demand.
So Disdainful Stroke seems good here for Loths and Meat Hook Massacres. Portable Hole seems worse than Voltage Surge for sure. Stance doesn't protect against their sweeper and doesn't kill most of their things, so that's probably not very good. I'm trimming artifacts and Genius Smith probably comes out. I've only got 23 artifacts at the moment. You really need north of 25 artifacts for this card to hit somewhat consistently. You're not happy with if it doesn't draw a card? Standard viewer metrics are better than Alchemy, for sure. Standard is the most popular format on Arena. Not close. The thing I will be interested to see is what do alchemy metrics look like post this alchemy card drop? Because as someone who's made Magic content for a very long time, for those that are new to the channel, I've been here doing stuff on Twitch for close to 8 years now, maybe a little more than that. It's expected that Standard's going to be the most popular format after a new set drops. And while Alchemy is a rotating format as well, it doesn't surprise me that it didn't creep up on that. So comparing what Standard versus Alchemy stats look like after the new Alchemy drop is something I'm going to be interested to see for sure. The reality is, chat, I'm not really super metrics driven these days on stream for stuff. If I'm having fun with both Alchemy and Standard, we're probably going to play a mix of the two. That being said, I think there's a good chance we take our little artifacts deck here and write it off here after another match or two. It does not seem particularly competitive into these control decks that are just kind of picking us apart. Maybe we need to restructure and play a bunch of Showdown mains. And I'm certain after the change I'm about to make, we're going to immediately queue into 3 or 4 aggro decks in a row, because that's how it works. But I think Standard's definitely a little bit more control-centric than Alchemy at the moment, so skewing our deck to grind a little bit seems good. Couple of stances, and then those in. I'll put an extra circle on the board. No, Alchemy's great, Tim. If you don't want to play against control decks, Alchemy is the format for you on Arena right now. The top 8 of the Alchemy event this weekend was a bunch of mid-range decks and some aggro. Most non-Alchemy formats on Arena are control-based at the moment, though. You are correct about that. I'd like to point out something that just happened in chat that I always find very amusing when it happens. I said Historic is currently very control-based, and someone posted the message, Historic is fine in my opinion. So you should note that I very explicitly did not say Historic is bad. I just gave the currently accurate descriptor that Historic is very control focused at the moment, which you, the person that posted that message, took to give the implication that then Historic is bad. Nah, that's a ban. They can get out of here. Pro tip, chat. Twitch has a lot of really great features, including the ability to tag someone else if you're responding to them. So rather than getting upset with me, the streamer who's responding to your message that you have posted in my chat as a general message, maybe consider tagging the other person if you're not into. Don't get annoyed with me that you didn't know how Twitch works. Go be annoyed somewhere else out here. I don't need your energy in my channel. Let's bring in a bunch of pieces of spot removal here for this aggressive matchup. Does tagging work on mobile? You can tap someone's name and it puts their username in your message and tags them. I don't know that you can formally reply on mobile, but you could definitely add their username. So I think we're kind of just turning into the bigger deck in this matchup with 10 removal spells here, and this is the top end for card advantage. We also have the Helm for some card advantage too. I'm gonna trim the Rabbit batteries. They're a pretty linear effect. Seems fine. We'll go tapped land into red Lizard Blade. Maybe we lead Patchwork Automaton, actually. Getting this big sounds really good to start. This is a very thick blade. Okay. They are low on life and running out of resource, so we have a showdown left over here. Oh, this block was free. I didn't take the free block because I was eating a snack chip. Open for a 1-mana artifact here. Portable hole is cracked. This gets rid of this and makes this so they have to chump block here, which means they get to attack with this. They go down to 1. Not bad. Hand is missing blue mana, but reasonable otherwise. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. I think we just Automaton here. And then next turn we can Reign of Truth into Portable Hole. Get the Automaton going. Crunch. I think they have a direct damage spell here. I think I'm gonna chill for the turn. I think I'm just gonna Showdown and pass. It feels like they're lining up like a shock plus block with their first striker. Yeah, you could also just right-click mute the tab victim. Okay, so now they flip back, but they can't pay the ward costs. That's fine. I want to OP open Lizard Blades here, so that way I can put the 1/1 counter from Showdown on the Lizard Blades. Sky cleaving. Interesting. Okay. Morning, Drax. Afternoon, I guess. It is noon already. I think I need to just, like, start attacking, huh? Oh, and like, use the rabbit battery? No, not quite. Because the Mindlink, it just came into play the previous turn, so I don't need to do the rabbit battery in play too. Yeah, I could fire up Den and just smash here. I kind of like that idea. How was Outer Worlds today? Kind of medium. I don't know that I'm a fan of... It doesn't really feel like it's giving me good options to just be someone who wants to beeline the main quest. Like, I hit kind of this point where I just, like, literally can't advance the main quest, so there's no guidance. I just have to, like, go mope around and find some resources. I'm not sure that I'm a fan. Really need to draw a spell. Circle of Confinement's a pretty good one to draw, too. Okay, to go ahead and reconfigure the rabbit battery to give this haste. Crunch. Yeah, it's great, Todd. For sure. So, we did get the Q into an aggro deck after retooling our deck to be better against control, but we did beat the aggro deck as well, so I'm gonna call that glass half full. Thanks for the follow, Be Drastic. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. I think we're gonna do, Assassin's Creed Valhalla starting next week. Is my plan. Yeah, the showdowns were fine. Showdown's just like a pretty generically good card, right? I am waiting for the first patch for their next-gen console release to try Cyberpunk. I don't like to play games right when they release, so that, like, just released. They finally did their PS5 specific version. So that one is on my list of things to do. Yeah, so the 1.5 patch is on the PS5, but it's the first patch for that game specific to the PS5. So I'm not a huge fan of doing them on the first. All right. I think I'm supposed to give, it's scary, but I think I'm supposed to give them a turn with this. I think I want to get Patchwork down this turn. It could be right to get Lizard Blades down too. If I play Lizard Blades this turn, I could go Portable Hole Reign of Truth next turn, but then I just like spew so much value on this, which is sad. All right, I'm gonna give the person that just followed and then I subsequently banned a really quick lesson that will make them better at Magic the Gathering. Jeff, why do I have to subscribe to your Twitch channel on top of paying an entry fee to join the Hoaglandia Open PTQ this weekend? Well, you tiny-brained idiot, there is a $5 subscription fee, which, to be fair, you literally have a Twitch Prime icon next to your name, so subscribing is literally fucking free for you if you want. But second, the entry fee on MTG Melee is also only $5. Do you know how much Nerd Rage Gaming charged for their PTQ this past weekend? Like $25 fucking dollars. It is wild to me how incredibly stupid so many competitive Magic players are. You're probably not smart enough to win the PTQ to begin with if you can't figure out that 5 plus 5 is cheaper than $25. I had a shitter over the weekend complain that our Hoaglandia Open tournament was gate kept because of required to be subscribed to my Twitch channel. No, it just means the entry fee has two parts. It means part of the entry fee goes to Cool Stuff Inc. to fund the prize pool, and another part of it goes to me to put on the production stream, which is the point of us running the tournament. So sorry, math is hard for you. People annoy me, chat. It's unfair to have to subscribe to your channel. It's unfair to pay an entry fee for this. Oh, no. This isn't complicated stuff, chat. We're, even with $5 plus $5, we're literally one of the cheapest events you can enter for the PTQs that run on MTG Melee. I think there's one other group that does exactly a $5 entry fee because that's the minimum. I mean, like, it's not just logistically necessary. I spend over $1,000 paying staff to run coverage for the tournament that we put on. Like, we don't spend a small amount of money doing that. So thanks to our sponsors like Metafy and Cool Stuff Inc., and then the small amount of money we make from extra subscribers coming in to play in the tournament, we cover my staffing fees for the day. Chat, I live in the Midwest and my backyard is a cornfield. I'm not here getting rich because you have to subscribe to my channel to pay for a thing. I'm just trying to exist here. Yeah, like, and that's the thing too, right? Like, if I wanted to charge $25, we could, but I'm literally only charging what we charge because it's what we need to make the tournament feasible for the day, to like have staff and be able to do coverage. It's so nobody else gets any amount of bitching about their entry fees, but because ours has a 5 plus a 5 instead of just a 10, like, it makes my taxes simpler if you subscribe to my channel instead of paying $10 to Cool Stuffing and having Cool Stuffing send me half of that. That's why it is how it is, chat. It makes my taxes easier. Sorry for making you pay in 2 different spots. The extra icing on the cake is the shitter who came in here and asked that question literally having Amazon Prime. They literally have Amazon Prime and could subscribe for, and honestly, that's the other reason I do it that way too, because it lets the people who have Amazon Prime literally play in a $5 event. Like, it's literally free. You already have the other thing. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I think it's adorable, Allure, that the amount of faith you have in people thinking that if I could put that in the FAQ, it would make people complain less. Thank you for the almost 4 years, Demox. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Nobody reads anything, chat. None at all. Code Monkey, thanks for the Prime, speaking of. Appreciate the support. I mean, there is an FAQ, but I don't have questions on it justifying my entry fee structure because I don't owe people an explanation about what we're going to charge. Just like Nerd Rage Gaming doesn't justify when they charge $25 for their tournament because that's what they figured out their operating cost is and what they need to charge to run a tournament successfully, and no one bats an eye. Zero eyes batted at 2.5 times that. Just so frustrating. All right, so well, a lot of sequencing decisions this turn. At the beginning, of each end step, try to put a gravy and return it to your hand. I think I need to get rid of this because it is lifelink. So I think we're portable holing plus lizards blading this turn, I think. Clean this out. They get a free block with the Kami and it comes back to their hand if they want, but if they take that free block, then have to spend more resources recasting it, so I think this is a good attack for us here. Yeah, it's definitely true, man. Well, that was a sick draw. Easily the best in our deck. Well, so far, we are doing exactly as I predicted and running into mono aggro decks after changing our deck to be better against control, but we're doing okay, so I'm just gonna keep the train on rolling here. Yes, Forklift. I regularly paid $30 to $50 entry fees for tournaments that had much worse prize support than our Hoaglandia tournament that we're running. Yes, and drove several hours to make it to that tournament. There's no white source in this hand, but I have like 3 castable spells, so I'm gonna keep it. We should charge more for the Hoaglandia Open. So that's totally what I should have said. I should have said having higher entry fees makes it so the player caliber is higher, because that's what I've been assured. The Magic Arena economy stream is supposed to be in their Thursday update on the 17th, I believe. Thanks for Dis Prime. Thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. That's a pretty good curve. Yeah, unfortunately, their aggressive start here probably means I can't afford to not have a white source. Well, like, and that's the thing, Hedon. There's the goalpost of what constitutes competitive and what isn't is so asinine, right? Like, the ladder's not competitive. My events that award a PTQ invite aren't competitive. The $450,000 set championship didn't have players playing in it that were competitive. At a certain point, you gotta like take a step back and realize these people that are trying to talk about things being competitive or not, they're just looking to put other people down. They're shitty people that just don't want people that have the game finally accessible to them to feel like they can play the game. And the same thing happened, right? Like when I was a grad student, I couldn't afford to fly to Grand Prix every weekend, so I played on the SCG Tour event because they were within driving distance and I wanted to have fun playing Magic. And the same people today, like Andre Strowski, that are crapping on Magic Arena players and crapping on people at the set championship, they dumped on me and other people playing in the SCG events. And they told us that we weren't good players and we were less than them because we were playing in this event that was more local to us as opposed to ponying up money to fly to things. Weren't PT flights already paid for? Okay, sure. So the Pro Tour is 3 days long. So your plane ticket is taken care of. You have to then take probably 4 to 5 days off of work to manage your time for your flights. You then have to pay for 4 to 5 nights in a hotel. You then have to pay for 4 to 5 days worth of meals away. Yeah. Do you not understand how many things go into needing to travel? Like, yeah, you got a free plane ticket. That doesn't mean the trip is free. It doesn't mean you can afford to take off from your job. It doesn't mean your rent's still gonna be paid if you take 4 days off of work. Like, again, you'll be better at Magic and honestly better off in life too if you like develop critical thinking skills when you like put together what all goes into something like this. And I honestly was shocked at the amount of pushback my comment on, hey, let's not take a crap on everybody at the set championship and let's not crap on people playing on the arena ladder as being bad. Like the amount of negativity towards me for putting that idea out there is just wild to me. There's so many people that just like, this isn't real Magic, and those of us playing Magic Arena aren't good players because it's not real Magic to them. It's so gatekeepy and toxic. Magic Arena is the most accessible way there has ever been to play Magic. Before Magic Arena, there was no way for you to just start playing Magic without putting any money in. It's opened up the game to so many more people that didn't have the privilege and the means to fly around the world and the country and take lots of time off of work. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Vinidine. Welcome back. I'd like to apologize to the non-subs that have been super reasonable today, but between the negativity with stuff on Twitter from over the weekend and multiple shitters coming in here from chat as a sprung off of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and toggle sub mode on for the rest of the Magic segment. When we play Pokemon Unite later, that community tends to be a lot less toxic, so we'll swirl. The MOBA community is less toxic than the card game community, so we'll turn sub mode off again when we get back to the non-Magic game later. But for now, I'm just gonna chill rather than being in constant rant mode. Just gonna play some artifacts and stuff like that. What a world! Yeah. We'll try again tomorrow. The only other card game community I ever went very deep in was Runeterra Silas, and it was pretty similar, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this hand looks fine. If we draw a third land, this hand's actually really good if we draw a third land. Looking at it, we have Battery into Automaton into Mindlink attack for 6 on 3. Hey, there's our third land, and it's a white source for later, too. Looking good. Thanks for the follows, El Moine and Wu-Tang. All right, we get another control deck. We'll have to test out our Valorous Stances and stuff. Hey, well, thanks for lurking on the YouTube and for keeping me around, Nighthawk. Really appreciate the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. All right, this is a pretty strong curve here still. We get to crack for 7 this turn, and then next turn we can drop Lizard Blades and turn this into a double striker. Well, people that are familiar with the Pokemon TCG, correct me if I'm wrong. Pokemon TCG on average doesn't have really expensive chase cards like Magic does, right? They tend to reprint things more aggressively. I know they had supply chain issues for a little bit there, like everybody did, but in general, their tournament staples don't tend to be quite as aggressively priced, right? Yeah, the alt arts are valuable, but the common versions are accessible. I think it's a good way to do it. We are gonna hit hard here. We get to crack them for what, 9? We don't have any public word on when the new Pokemon TCG client's rolling out for everyone. Don't worry. As soon as it's rolled out, we're gonna be playing it a bunch here. We'll probably pause. We'll probably pause our variety game stuff for a couple of weeks to fit those in. We'll do like Magic, Pokemon TCG, and Pokemon Unite. Yeah, the Pokemon Company seems to like to beta test in Canada. They beta tested Unite there too. Yeah, our spoiler's great. It's gonna be super playable. Is there gonna breed in my future opponent? The card game based around the Digital Monsters IP doesn't have a digital client. They have their paper TCG fully rolled out, but I just don't have time for paper commitments. Could I have Blackstaff for lethal? I mean, I could have if they didn't have any interaction, but like, this is only Ward 2, right? They could have had like an Abrade or another Fading Hope there, so I think trying to go for lethal with this is not great. And even if they didn't have the blockers, they're pretty likely to have a way to not die there. Alright, they didn't show us any Goldspan Dragon. Should I board assuming they have them? Yeah, because they have Dragonfire, right? So there's no way they're not a Goldspan Dragon deck. Stance and Stroke come in. Mindlink Mech getting tempoed constantly didn't feel particularly good. Trim a couple of those in a rabbit battery here. I'm trimming all of these, actually. Having cheap things to pair with these seems good. Why? Thank you for the 70 months. Welcome back. Oh, by the way, for my Pokemon Unite fans, we're gonna be playing matches with viewers today for the Pokemon Unite segment. So if you're around and want to play, I'm gonna be loading up my Smurf account. Whoever wants to play can play. We're gonna play ranked with viewers, but my Smurf's only veteran. So there'll be a pretty wide range of people that can play. No third land is rough. Well, my main account isn't just Masters, it's like 2100 MMR, top 2000 players in the world Masters. If we were like sub 1800, I'd probably play my main. But playing on the account that's in veteran also means people that are like expert and great can play with me too. Probably sometime between 1:30 and 2, Braveheart. We're gonna go for 2.5, 3 hours. It is sad that it doesn't work with Wizard Lightning, I agree. I think we're gonna try and do games with viewers at least once a week, Trench. I think we're just gonna chill on this for the next hour, Cody. It seemed, since we changed to playing the showdowns in the main, it seemed pretty reasonable. But mind discarding my hand to draw 3. Yeah, I don't think I would have. I don't think they buffed as many things I would have liked to see buffed when Magus, but I think I agree with almost all of the nerf changes that they made in the Pokemon Unite patch. So pretty happy with it overall, personally. No, I'm not going to be doing Alchemy today or tomorrow because the new card drop releases on Thursday, so it's effectively a lame duck format at the moment. Again, thanks for the 34 months. So we're gonna focus on Standard today and tomorrow. I think we might do a Brawl deck tomorrow too, do Standard and Brawl. And then Thursday, Friday will be all Alchemy. Learning curve on Alchemy is super easy. Alchemy on Unite is super easy. It's easily the most accessible MOBA by a lot. If you've ever played any other MOBA before, it's incredibly easy to get into. If you're like me and it would be your first one, it's still not that bad. Thanks for the 34 months, Wigan. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll do Gap. I think that'll be, we're going to do that one on Thursday with some updates. They haven't added any battle items, but they introduced some new held items that at least one of which is playable. 2 of them? Yeah, Weakness Policy and Razor Claw are technically not in the original batch. If you already know that you should complain when your teammates don't show up to Dreadnought, you're already like a Unite Master. You figured it out. If you're someone that was blocked on Twitter by me over this past weekend, that means you're someone who liked a post that caused me to receive death threats, harassment about my appearance, harassment towards my family. And if you weren't aware that that's what you were doing by liking and engaging with that post, drop me a DM and I'm happy to unblock you there. But you should keep in mind that your likes on social media do matter. They are impactful. They drive engagement to things, which promotes them to wider audiences. I use what's called a mega block tool when someone posts something that generates harassing messages, where it not only blocks the person that posts it, but it blocks every single person that liked that post as well, because they all help signal boost it. It's like 3 clicks and it clears them all out. What are we doing here? Do I need second white? I don't really need a second red either though, right? I guess I kind of want a Blackstaff and Ogre Helm this turn. I kind of want to do this actually. Yeah, let's Blackstaff into Reign of Truth. I guess they could have a Jawari disruption here. Yeah, this is better against Peace Interaction. Just Google Mega Block, Twitter Mega Block. It does occasionally catch people up who fat fingered a like on something that Twitter promoted into their feed. I just unblock those people when they ask because it's not a big deal, but in general, it makes my social media experience slightly less bad. I'm not going to say it makes it good because social media is never good. I'm going to say slightly less bad. Just going to indestructible this. Yeah, chat. Fandoms take their stuff super seriously. It used to really get to me and put me into incredibly bad places mentally, but it turns out speaking to therapists over issues that you have, including ones related to social media, is good, chat. Don't be ashamed to seek out help. Life is hard, and there are people and resources available that can make it a little bit less hard. I don't think our deck can ever beat a Prismari command, chat. It's big, Sag. Firmly lost every Prismari command deck we've queued into today, unsurprisingly. For what it's worth, Fat Butters, I don't think of, and maybe you are a Trumper calling yourself a conservative still today, but I think there's a place in discourse to understand that there can be things that are rooted in something like conservatism that's not the modern day Republican Party in the United States. Honestly, in many ways, Joe Biden's very conservative in ways that I don't care for, but I can at least accept and agree with. And ambibically, is that the word I'm looking for? Like, I can say, okay, I don't agree with you on this position, but it's not like a you think we shouldn't treat humans like humans type position, right? Ambivalent. Is that the word I'm looking for? I guess we're keeping this. At its core, I think the idea of the government spending less money is good. It's just, there isn't really a political party in the United States that wants to spend less money. It's just, I just figure if we're gonna spend money, I'd rather spend it on things that yeah. I would like my tax dollars to provide people with affordable healthcare as opposed to being used to bomb other countries. Well, unfortunately, this is one of those games of Magic where we have just died. Maybe I'm supposed to go to 5 there. I don't know. Our average 5 probably doesn't beat a good curve on the draw. Our sideboard's very good in a matchup like this. We got a bunch of cheap removal spells here. Am I supposed to leave a couple of Valorous Stances in a matchup like this? It can kill things that Aspirant gets larger, and they're probably playing Adelaine, right? It might be right to leave a couple of Stances in here, honestly. Yeah, that's exactly correct, Pelly. Socialized healthcare is an economically conservative thing to push for because it saves money overall. You know, what's it? A penny's worth of prevention is worth $1 of whatever reactivity or whatever. It's always better to be proactive with stuff. Stopping something before it becomes a problem is much cheaper than addressing it after the fact. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the typical saying I'm thinking of and failing to find. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I would like to kill all of your things, opponent. Your things, get rid of all of them. It's for the follow Cetasil. Hey, look, chat, it's another thing. That thing, out of here. Get it gone. All right, now in a perfect world, they play a 3-drop that we can Valorous Stance. And then we'll go land, do this, Valorous Stance, turn this into 3 cards. Come on, play an Adeline, do it. Do it. You know you want to. Do, 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 do. I think Nahiri is probably just a worse version of... I think Nahiri is probably just a worse version of Showdown of the Skalds in this deck, and I don't know that I want another Showdown of the Skalds. Do I want to cash this in? I don't think I do yet. I think I decline here. Yeah, exactly, Rufio. What's going on, Moldy Locks? Thanks for checking back in for over 3 years. Our hand's so awkward at the moment. Yikes. Okay, so they're gonna exile this one, I assume?
You started this fight, but I'm going to end it.
Well, so I think we actually want to Surge the Emperor. Oh, I will sacrifice this to Surge the Emperor so they don't gain life. And then we can stance the Aspirant when they put a counter on it next turn, right? They could read Valorous Stance here, though, because I, didn't discard my last card, and I also didn't play it. So, if they have another creature, I wouldn't be surprised if they play around Stance here. Hopefully they just don't have another creature. Rats. All played by the opponent here. I'll go ahead and save this, I think. I'm declining again. I think my portable hole is worth... I think Keeping this is better than discarding both of these. Oh god, that's a good one. Big yikes. Woof. Okay, that's not a terrible draw. So I get to go ahead and get rid of Aspirant. And then I get to play Blackstaff, and then I get to attack for 4 here. So not in a good spot, but we're not just dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Striker's chip. I can technically force a chump block, but then they're dead on the backswing to the Blackstaff and the portable hole. Really need to draw another Valorous Stance here. I think I only have 1 more copy in my deck too. Probably running thin on outs. Fizzy Drag in. Thanks for the 4 years. I appreciate the 48 months. Welcome back. Stood here. That's a close game 2. Game 1, not a whole lot we could do. Mulligan, and then had a pretty mediocre hand. I could have used my Valorous Stance and my removals a little bit differently that game to maybe get a different result. Halana and Elena was very strong though, for sure. Yeah, I agree. That second game was the type of game of Magic I really like. There's a lot of good attacking and blocking in it, even if we didn't win. Simple. I'm a simple man. I just want my attacking and blocking decisions to have potentially impacted the outcome of the game. Hey, thanks for the 45 months, Captain Command. Welcome back. I mean, I'm sad I don't get to attack this turn, but a braid getting used on my rabbit battery seems like nothing shy of an absolute win for us. Well, this is about to be a sick turn. Egg, attack you for 15, go. We actually haven't gotten to do that yet this set. It's kind of gas. Like, no big deal, thunk. Bye, friend. All right. This is probably not a portable hole matchup. Stance is maybe okay. I don't know exactly what their deck is doing. Portable hole might be good. We just saw like a Braid, Graveyard, Trespasser, Grixis stuff. I'll swap out 2 holes for 2 surges for now and click submit. Is that the best sequence for this deck? Maybe? Yeah, I guess in theory, our second enchantment booster could have been a... Well, no, because if you give it the double strike, you copy the Lizard Blade instead of the other one, right? So you don't have both at the same time? Because it was getting bigger because it had portrait static text on it, too. Yeah, well, and I think the big thing that stands out in my mind, Pelly, is a lot of the sweet things that you do thanks to Neo cards are very synergy-based sweet things. So they're not just like this collection of like objectively powerful cards. What's going on, Steve? They did not give Gengar a small boost. Gengar might be a real character. 30, its attacks scale pretty hard off a special attack. And plus 30 is nothing to scoff at. I'm really surprised we haven't seen any ninja cards in the alchemy card drop yet. Yeah, it's just plus 30. They just increased it every point by 30, I believe. Gap is what happened. Yeah, my card's a ninja, but it's not a ninjutsu card. It's a ninja, but it's not for, like, the ninja archetype. Tax created treasure. Yeah, I bet that's probably true, Springs Bug. Expect some kind of venture-style buffs. I think it's probably not unrealistic. What are spells, baby? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, as someone who's like not a huge fan of the card Meat Hook, I'm not actually sure you could justify nerfing it in Alchemy at the moment. It definitely feels like pretty reasonably balanced for that format. The top decks in Alchemy right now aren't really Meat Hook Massacre decks. They're like creature decks and mid-range decks. They draw a removal spell? They did, Sedge. Good thing we drew our backup Lizard Blades, chat. Get to the chopper! To the chopper! You could argue that this deck is one of the best kinds of decks you can have to play in Magic. I don't think this deck is likely very good, but it's got a ton of really sweet little interactions in it, like the Reign of Truth, crewing Mindlink Mech being very strong. We got some sweet synergy cards like Patchwork Automaton, Showdown of the Skalds. The deck definitely felt like it got better when we added Showdown of the Skalds. It's a very good quality card advantage card. So if you're looking to dork around with some artifacts in Standard, this seems like a fine choice. It'll be able to get you on the scoreboard and win some games. Yeah, big gotcha energy in a fun way. All right, we're not going to be done with Magic